So picture this, you're an indie dev, you work with Unity, you've got a project on the go, you make videos about it, it's going pretty good, you know, you have pretty much everything. But what do you need more than anything else? That's right, another project. Hey, welcome to the first mini devlog thing for my new project, Haunt and Seek. You probably know me from Vicious Legacy, but just in case you're new here, my name is Sean, I'm an indie developer and I make things in Unity. Vicious Legacy is my main project. Check out the devlogs for those over here, but I recently decided to collab with a few friends and make a smaller project for fun, Haunt and Seek. So as the title suggests, we wanted to give ourselves the frankly ludicrous goal of making a game in 3 months. And then we wanted to make these videos to see how it went. Really quickly, to temper expectations, this is basically a glorified game jam, so bear with us. So firstly, we should probably tell you a little bit about what the project actually is and the overall vision. So who better to talk about that than the game designer, Leigh.
Hey, thanks for that, Sean. Howdy, it's nice to meet you. Now, you may know who Sean is, but you definitely don't know me. My name is Leigh, and just like Sean, I'm an indie game developer who uses Unity. However, I lean more towards game design and tend to focus more on game rules and mechanics. I also have a real soft spot for tabletop RPGs. In my professional life, I'm a QA developer for a software company and occasionally do contract work for game studios as a game designer. But enough about me. Let's talk about the real reason you're here.
Cyberpunk.
Haunt and Seek. The vision for Haunt and Seek was simple. How could we make the derpiest game possible? Well, almost. We wanted something that was simplistic in its design, was easy to pick up, and would leave people remembering all the silly fun they had. And of course, something we could finish making in about 3 months. Sean and I have a soft spot for fun, silly party games. And recently one of our favorites has been Oh Deer, an incredibly fun game where one person is a hunter and the rest have to pretend to be NPC deer and hide. I highly recommend checking it out. So I wanted to make something similar to it, but with my own spin. And with that, I got out my pen and paper, also known as my computer, and got to work. I really wanted to keep the social blending in aspect of Oh Deer, but I needed a different hook. And just like how it's statistically possible for lightning to strike twice, I had an idea. A multiplayer game where one player takes the role of an old-timey exorcist, and the rest of the players play as ghosts that have to hide by possessing NPC townfolk. They have to blend in by performing silly little actions and try to avoid the wrath of the exorcist for as long as possible. And with this, Haunt and Seek was born. This was the initial concept I came up with, and as I continued to work on it with Sean, we refined the concept more, introducing mechanics like a time limit for the ghost possession, abilities for the exorcist to hunt and find the ghosts, and making sure the overall feel of the game was kept as derpy as possible, and much, much more. But I won't spoil all the surprises for you now, as we'll be talking about this in later videos. But for now, I think I've done enough yapping, and we'll let Sean tell you more about what he's been doing in Engine. It was nice meeting you all. See you next time.
So week 1, as Leigh said, I wanted to jump in and work on the fundamentals and set up the project and Unity and everything. I wanted to make this in Unity 6, but it wouldn't let me install it. It was really weird, so I just continued with the version that I'm already making Vicious Legacy in. And since it's a pretty simple game, it probably doesn't need all the new bells and whistles and everything. Maybe I'll upgrade to Unity 6 later, but for now, it's fine where it is. Anyway, so I wanted to jump in and work on the fundamentals, the 3 C's, camera, character, and controller? I can never remember the 3rd C. But first, to set the stage, I made a simple scene, simple lighting, a couple of pillars and things like that around just to, have something to navigate. Then I set about making our character, the ghost. It's goddamn beautiful. We attempted a cloth sim for exactly 2 seconds. Fine, if we can't make him cloth, we gotta make him squish. Nice. Character done and extremely polished, it was time to talk about the movement. We wanted it to be snappy. And nice. Snappier, damn it. That's better. For the camera, there's 1,000 ways we could do this, but I booted up Cinemachine and slapped the free camera in there and told it to follow the ghost. Good enough. Then I followed this tutorial to make the rotation match the camera's forward direction instead of the player's. That way, whatever way you're looking, when you start to move, you'll rotate in that direction. For the Exorcist, I needed a different setup, although one that's much simpler. I just needed a first-person controller. There's all sorts of ways that you can make them and download them, and Unity used to supply them for free and all this sort of stuff, but I figured since I'd already used the first tutorial, I would use the second tutorial with the same person and set up the first-person controller here. Pretty fancy. Disabled jump because I didn't want any jumping. Alright. Looking good. We can move, we can bounce, we can look around. And that's it. In the next mini log, I'll be looking at implementing the ghost's different abilities, and we'll be looking at what exactly they are. Sweet. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then. Hey, Sean here again. Just wanted to touch base at the end of this first video. We really wanted to keep these videos really short, brief, snappy, kind of fun and silly, just like the game itself. So if you're coming from Vicious Legacy, it might be a bit of a change of pace. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. We're happy to sort of adjust these as we go, but the simpler, shorter format means we can release them way more often. The Vicious Legacy Patreon has a release schedule for these Haunt and Seek videos, so feel free to check that out. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.